Good morning, everyone. Almost 10 days of the Indian T20 League done, and we are back again here. Welcome to Time Out with Sports Adda. Good morning, Arun. Monday morning blues after like a heavy dose of cricket on a Sunday.
Indeed. Given the runs we scored yesterday, man, it was something.
Big matches yesterday, and like some results were very like one-sided. The first game was a little one-sided. Our Bangalore actually did really well to bat first and then defend the target. You happy with the way that Bangalore is shaping up? Already three games and all three won so far.
Yeah. I'm very happy with the way Bangalore are shaping. But credit to two supermen. If you were to include Harshal Patel, three supermen as well. Let's give Harshal that credit. But Maxwell, I think Virat Kohli mentioned in the press conference that he's taken to Bangalore like fish to water. That's a huge compliment. And then AB de Villiers, man, that he's a superman. I mean, he can just turn up for these 2 months of the Indian T20 League and play like he's been playing every single day of the year. Some of the shots AB de Villiers played yesterday afternoon on a Chennai pitch, in that searing heat, unbelievable.
Amazing. I mean, I'm really happy with is with Maxwell coming in and not just going big shots immediately. He came in at a tricky situation, 2 wickets down early, spinners bowling, Chennai track not necessarily working to his favor all the time. But if you remember, he's a fantastic player of spin bowling. He got a very early 90 in his Test career in India, if you remember. So he's always played spin well. I was really happy to see that the way he consolidated. Didn't give wickets away after the initial two bursts.
Yeah. And this for me is the kind of Bangalore lineup I want to see. I've been wanting to see for years. If only Bangalore had somebody batting at 5 or 6, to do that kind of a job.
Yeah.
Bangalore would have won at least one title. But what's the standout thing for me about that De Villiers innings was he was hitting low full tosses for a six. Back in the years, if you remember Chetan Sharma, that Chetan Sharma, last ball six, there was a belief that low full tosses are the most difficult to hit, right? Yeah. And this guy was hammering a low full toss for six with ease.
AB is just. I mean, there won't be any words. The only good thing I read about yesterday that he might still make a comeback to the South African national team, which again is in disarray with whatever is happening there. But just him coming back was just a positive news. It's nice to hear positive news like that.
Yeah. For AB de Villiers, I'll say not human. Hashtag not human.
Were you surprised to see Kolkata opening with spinners? Varun Chakravarti bowled a really good over and then he was taken off immediately. Were you surprised?
Yeah, I wasn't surprised that they were opening with spinners, but I was surprised that Varun was taken off. Again, I'm an old timer, Akhil. I believe captains need to go on instincts. You don't go on matchups, and honestly, though I'm a numbers person, analytics are bullshit. Like they can be bullshit, right? I mean, honestly, if a bowler's bowling well, make sure his 4 overs cost you nothing. He's done for the day. It's like a bargain, right? When a bargain's happening, you go and invest all your money and buy things. You don't say, "Agar aur gire to should I wait for it?" No. Be smart enough in your decision. If somebody is bowling well, like Deepak Chahar the other day, bowl him out. I think that was a blunder by Owen Morgan. But I think Gautam Gambhir, who called him out and said, could have been Gautam Gambhir, who said, if the same mistake was done by an Indian captain, it would have been blown up.
Yeah. True, you're right. I mean, the one thing that whenever I worked in a team environment and we were planning for games, that's the balance that you have to take, Like the players develop an instinct after playing for so many years, and then that has to be balanced with analytics. Every move should not be based on analytics, is what I learned. So you're absolutely spot on there.
Yeah. No, don't get dictated by analytics, Look, I've been an umpire, right? And when you officiate in these all under 16, under 19 age, under 15 age groups, right? The PT masters, the school coaches are told, do not coach from the boundary lines, do not coach from the sidelines. Okay, they said let the captain on the field take. That's how you develop captains, right? Now, if you're telling kids, young kids, to do that and learn, these are international captains, on the field. I mean, come on, you'd expect Owen Morgan to have the news. You'd want him to be aware of what's happening on the field.
Yeah.
He's watched so much cricket. He knows so much cricket. He doesn't have to be spoon-fed saying, do this, do that. There was this controversy a few months ago where, there was a sign hung out outside the England team balcony with some numbers,
message,
which is a message apparently. Come on, guys, grow up. I mean, I'm all for analytics and matches, but that's in a pre-match meeting. That's it. Thereafter, leave it to the captain to plan and execute things on the field.
Spot on, and I think that's something that the captains are supposed to do. I mean, that's the beauty of cricket also. Kolkata not really, never got into the chase really well, except for some late hitting by Andre Russell. I mean, 200 was a very steep chase.
Yeah, but bizarre again. I mean, they were not in the contest, and then Russell brought them back into the chase briefly. But hey, the only thing to talk about that chase was what was Andre Russell doing farming the strike. I mean, we spoke about him yesterday saying he's got a fab record against Bangalore. But look, the 19th over, he played out 5 dot balls and took a single. I mean, for a team who's missed out, the last couple of playoffs on net run rate, this is going to hurt them. I hope it doesn't, but this could hurt them.
Yeah, they're still not able to get any momentum in the middle order is what I'm feeling. That at least the openers are getting them off to a start. But beyond that, 4, 5, 6, there's just no momentum that they're coming in and starting to hit like runs easily. So that's one struggle that they have.
Yeah, Morgan, Dinesh Karthik, Shakib, they've got to come to the party quickly. But we'll talk about this in the next game.
Correct. The guy who came to the party yesterday, and we should talk about 2 openers that we both of us really like. Shikhar Dhawan, Mayank Agarwal, fantastic match at the Wankhede. Both of them came to the party, and what a chase by Shikhar. Huh?
We spoke about this, Akhil. Punjab, Delhi chasing down 196 quite comfortably with 10 balls to spare. Shikhar Dhawan, 92, 92 of the best runs you'd see. Delighted for Mayank Agarwal of Punjab as well. 69. He was the early aggressor in that partnership with KL. But yeah, Delhi quite convincingly winning the contest yesterday.
I mean, what would these people be batting when Mayank and KL were going? I mean, they know that a target, they have to achieve a certain target. And when I was watching the batting, I was only thinking of that Wasim Jafar quote in my mind, that he's hoping to see a very aggressive opening thing by opener with KL Rahul this time. But that doesn't seem to be happening. It didn't seem to be happening yesterday, at least. With a Chris Gayle behind, Nicholas Pooran behind, we saw what Shah Rukh Khan, the way he batted yesterday.
He's capable of,
yeah, he's capable of. So it's a decent batting order, and you've picked them, so you have to back them. And when you have somebody going at say 150, 200 strike rate, do you think that they fell short 20-25 runs because of the way that both of them didn't go hard at the top?
I wouldn't go too hard. It was KL's mistake to a certain extent, yes. He could have been a little more aggressive. I won't say as aggressive as Mayank Agarwal at the other end, but look, hey, they were batting first, so they were uncertain about what kind of target. So I'll give him that benefit. Having said that, yeah, he could have, like I always maintain, look for that first boundary in an over. Look for one boundary in an over. If there are 2 batsmen batting, right, and if they end up getting 3 balls each, if each of them picks up a 4 and a single, that's 5 runs of 2 balls, right? So that's 10 runs of 4 balls. I think that's where they missed out. I'm disappointed that KL couldn't step on the accelerator earlier, but yeah, batting first. I don't know. I mean, I'm torn here really, but KL could have done a little better, like Shikhar Dhawan did. Shikhar Dhawan was always looking for that one boundary.
Without risk, Shikhar is not somebody who's tonked a lot of sixes yesterday, especially in the beginning. He knew his range, he got his runs there. Initially it was Shaw who took the attack to the opposition with those beautiful straight sixes. He actually punched sixes. He didn't even like hit them. He just punched them. And I mean, Shikhar is just in the form of his life. I just hope he gets to play like this more regularly for India also in T20 for the time that he wants to. Mayank Shikhar just showed the way how aggressive runs can be got without taking too many risks. Even Mayank shot, the ones that he hit of Rabada, they were not risky shots. He didn't step out and like try something adventurous. He just timed the ball so beautifully. Very, very nice to see.
Yeah, and both of these guys, remember, are liberated in their heads, right? They you know, I've known both of them a little well. Mayank more than Shikhar, but I know them fairly well. But I think both of them are saying, "Let me go there, do my job, play my innings. I know what the conditions are. I will play my game. Nothing to do with the rest. Not in getting influenced by what's happening, what people are writing. No, me, my bat,
Exactly.
the ground, the bowler coming in. That's it. It's the moment."
It's the moment, and it's the moment. This is an exact, perfect, nice description of the person I want to talk to you about. Actually, next, I'm not wearing yellow today, but MS Dhoni is the epitome of the words that you say. Staying in the moment.
Hmm.
He's going to be on display today, playing against Rajasthan, Chennai versus
Hmm.
Rajasthan.
Hmm.
Thoughts, initial thoughts.
Uh, I don't know. I don't know if don't ask me to pick a winner because I don't know who's going to win this. A good, quite a few good matchups. There are question marks facing both teams. I'll come to Chennai first. Would you pick Ruturaj Gaikwad again? Two failures.
Yeah, I would pick him. I think he's a good batsman. Chennai and Dhoni have been known to back people. They are not the ones who will chop and change. And I mean, he's done well last season. I think it's very early right now to write anybody off. I think he'll do well. He he's a good player. I really like this guy. He stays for 5-6 overs. It's not been so easy batting at the Wankhede. I think he'll come good.
Hmm. He's had two poor outings, much like last year when he had three poor outings at the start, and then eventually came good. So I'm hoping that the problem is somebody like last year there was nobody looking over his shoulder, but this
Yeah.
time they've got somebody like a Robin Uthappa, they've got even a Pujara if you throw him into the ring. They've got two players capable of opening the innings, looking over Ruturaj Gaikwad's shoulder. So I'll probably have one more innings. I'd probably have Gaikwad say you have one more opportunity to kind of get runs, and then we'll see how it goes.
Hmm. But the guy I'm looking forward to now, and I think he's a potent weapon for Chennai, is their opening bowler, Deepak Chahar.
Hmm.
That guy just gets them the breakthroughs, and when he delivers for them, they end up winning a lot of games. That's my
Hmm.
theory.
Hmm.
Do you think he's playing at a stadium that has offered him a lot in the last game? So
Hmm.
that is going to be interesting, right? Deepak Chahar bowling if he gets swing.
Yeah, Chahar. Like I mentioned, if Chahar's bowling well, MS will get the best out of him and say you're done for the night.
Hmm.
Chahar's first over generally sets the tone, so you
Yeah.
know how Chahar's going to go if he gets any swing or any seam in the first 3-4 deliveries. That's something I'm going to be closely watching, especially Chahar's battle against Sanju Samson. Uh,
Hmm.
he's got Sanju Samson cheaply in the past, so that's a head-to-head that I'm looking forward to. 28 balls, I think he's bowled to Sanju Samson, got him thrice. So that's definitely a contest to watch out for.
So he's bowled well to Prithvi, and now he's bowled well to Sanju is also what we're looking at from the stats.
Yeah,
That's a good head up like against two of the emerging batsmen that are so aggressive.
yeah. We should keep an eye on this contest.
Fabulous. Any other contest that we can look forward to
The,
statistically?
yeah, one other contest, a bit of stats and a bit of analytics here. Uh, it, I'm bringing this because Suresh Raina was dismissed in the previous game to a short delivery. I mean, it's been
Shami.
well documented. Yeah, Suresh Raina's struggles against the short pitch delivery is been well documented. We've seen this time and time again. The one guy in the Rajasthan lineup capable of producing such short deliveries is Chris Morris. So I've looked at Raina v Morris, and the numbers are again really good. 23 balls Morris is bowled to Suresh Raina, and he's got him thrice. So given the history of short pitch deliveries and given Morris's capability of getting the short pitched ones right up there, I think this is one contest I'm going to follow.
Interesting. So you think Morris will be opening the bowling there for Rajasthan? I mean, that's typically the role that he is supposed to do, right? Opening the bowling and like get the openers out with a lot of plummeting. So that's going to be fun.
I think what they've done is, the left armers are doing well.
Yeah.
Even if they, like I said, T20 is about getting as many quiet overs as possible. So if the left armers get 1 over each of their 1 overs quiet, I think Rajasthan will be happy with. So I'm not looking at them changing. I'd bring on Morris the minute Suresh Raina walks out to bat. First
Yeah.
delivery, there you go. Smell the leather. That's what I'm looking at. One other player I'm really interested about, and credit to MS Dhoni for this, is Moeen Ali. Sending him out at number 3. I thought Suresh Raina was penciled, cemented at number 3, but for MS Dhoni to actually send Moeen Ali at number 3 was an outstanding decision, and he's reaping the rewards. It just tells you why a captain is very important in the sense that he can get the best out of any player.
Yeah. Yeah. Moeen Ali has been batting beautifully. I mean, he's had enough breaks for the England team, so he's come refreshed also to the league, I guess. But these are outstanding stats, like striking at 137 as number 3, 147 as an opener. These are like outstanding stats, and plus the fact that he can bowl overs whenever they need him. It's a very deadly combination for somebody like a Dhoni to possess. Moment they move from Wankhede and they move to a position in at venues where the ball will turn and grip a little bit, Moeen Ali is going to be invaluable to them.
Absolutely. And, again, I'm a huge fan of Dhoni. It's been documented. But, like I said, captains can make or break players. I can think about one Indian left arm spinner who didn't get a long career because the captain didn't believe left arm spinners were valuable. I think
The
who it
captain
is, but
batted really well against left arm spinners, you can
yeah,
say that.
yeah. We don't have to mention the names here, but captains can make or break careers. And look, Moeen Ali, he's a wonderful cricketer, person-wise and cricketer-wise. But for England not to get the best out of him and to come to India and for MS Dhoni to give him that number 3 position and say go get the runs, delighted.
Absolutely. So you said you don't want to pick today. I'm going to pick.
No.
I want Chennai to do well again today. I hope they get off to a good momentum and start like gaining their semi-final. I mean their usual knockout position back. So Chennai for me.
I want Chennai to win, but I don't know who will win. I want Chennai to win, but I don't know if it will be Chennai or Rajasthan. We'll see how this goes.
All right, lovely. Thank you so much for your time, and look forward to speaking to you again tomorrow.
Cheers, Akhil.
Cheers.